Team NATO is meeting in Romanian capital Bucharest. Foreign ministers of the 30-member alliance, including US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Their mission to drum up urgently needed support for Ukraine, including deliveries of electrical components for the war-torn country's devastated power transmission network. Also on the agenda, moves to give Ukraine membership of the military alliance. The location Bucharest is hugely significant given Russia's war in Ukraine. It was here in April 2008 that former US President George W. Bush persuaded NATO allies that Ukraine and Georgia would one day join the military alliance. Ahead of this landmark meet, the NATO chief revisited what has been a big Ukraine push since.
We made a decision in Bucharest in 2008 at the summit. I was there as a young, not so young, but not as old as today, as representing Norway as Prime Minister. I remember very well the decisions. We stand by those decisions. NATO's door is open. We have demonstrated that NATO's door is open by recently allowing Montenegro and North Macedonia to become members, despite heavy Russian protests, demonstrating that Russia does not have a veto. It's for the 30 allies and the Aspen countries to decide on membership, no one else. And now Putin invaded Ukraine, saying that he wants less NATO on his borders. He's getting the opposite. He's getting more presence of NATO troops in the eastern part of the alliance, and he will get Finland and Sweden as NATO members. So we demonstrate that NATO's door is open, not only in words but in deeds, and that was part of the decision we made in Bucharest. Then we also made a decision on Ukraine specifically.
Big hints, but how real or distant is the NATO membership reality for Ukraine? NATO allies reaffirmed what's been a commitment on this, saying the war-torn nation will one day become a member of the world's largest security alliance. Arriving for the meeting, ministers signaled that Ukrainian membership would be the issue of discussion.
Yes, we will discuss the will of Ukraine to join NATO as it was expressed. Certainly that's going to be the issue. We need to take this seriously and help Ukraine go through the process of coming as close as possible to the membership, and when they and we are ready, so the transition to full membership will be very smooth and easy.
The realities do point out that a big gap between those promises and reality persists, at least for now. NATO has called out the fierce Russian missile and drone strikes across Ukraine as designed specifically to leave the country cold and dark this winter. NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg hit out at President Vladimir Putin, saying he responded to failures with brutality. Winter, he said, was being turned into a weapon of aggression against the Ukrainian people, as he assured that NATO would stand by Ukraine no matter what, as it had backed Bosnia, Georgia and others.
We will do what is necessary to protect and defend all allies. Here in Bucharest, NATO foreign ministers will address ways to step up our support for Ukraine, as well as other partners facing Russian pressure, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Georgia and Moldova. As a neighbor to Ukraine, you have proven a generous host to over 1.5 million refugees. You assist with the export of millions of tons of Ukrainian grain to help ease the global food crisis. And you provide significant military assistance to Ukraine. We cannot let Putin win. This would show authoritarian leaders around the world that they can achieve their goals by using military force and make the world a more dangerous place for all of us. So it is in our own security interests to support Ukraine.
Remember, Ukraine's pursuit of NATO membership was cited as a key factor in Putin's decision to invade the former Soviet territory in February. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has long been vocal about his country's desire to secure both NATO membership and additional assistance.